the sound is
see like when it passes like as a spectator ukisikia ikipita so utakufanya nini unasikia upepo
because what takes people there is just the sound and the dust.
Sasa dust itatoka wapi? Kama ikipita kutakuwa na watu wanalipwa wana-sprinkle kwa hewa.
Electric is not that strong.
No, it
doesn't have the horsepower.
It does.
Horsepower haina lakini actually hiyo time yenye it was an e-golf.
Yeah.
Okay, I have been in a normal golf and then now the e-golf it has kuna hiyo nini?
The hum.
But it's not the same. It's not the same honestly.
Because yesterday who was telling me that in steep hills electric car cannot pass.
Really?
Yeah, because it doesn't have the strength. Or whatever.
The trucks are electric. Those cars are powerful.
They are very, because you know electric is instant torque. For something like diesel, you have to like spool the torque over time. Or maybe it's available when you're on lower gears.
But don't you think
electric is always there?
Don't you think the internal combustion has more torque than electric?
No, it's the other way around.
Actually, he's right.
Sure.
It has more torque but less power.
More torque but less power. So it will be slow in steep hills as compared to internal combustion engines.
You could argue like that.
Yeah,
but in terms of speed, you'll find that truck as big as the Cybertruck going to 100 kph in just like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
That's the same speed something like a Bugatti Chiron, almost the fastest car on Earth, is doing. So imagine the dynamics of the two, and this one is pulling those numbers.
So we are taking this thing from the point of view that, from Kenya, let me not say Kenya, but most roads are steep. Kind of steep. You in any place you go, you have to encounter a steep road.
One way you'd actually explain something like that is, you see like the way, okay, AA is trying to like now bring electric cars into Kenya, but if you were to look at the maintenance for an electric vehicle versus a normal vehicle is very different. The road conditions in Kenya are not suitable enough for electrical vehicles to be more popular than normal vehicles. Like the story I was giving you, it was a Tesla of all models. Iligongwa nyuma, sensor ya back left ikaenda off, gari kakata kuwaka. So you see, considering the road conditions you have in Kenya, it wouldn't be that advisable to completely shift.
So for you, Lena, hybrid and hybrid car and ICE. Which one will you go for?
Personally,
yeah.
I see. A hybrid, yes, I've driven a hybrid car vehicle before, and I'm telling you, kuna hiyo difference. When nilifunzwa kuendesha gari, kuna hiyo sasa umezoea kusikia gari, the vibrations. There's a way you'd even make your own calculations by kusoma venye gari ina sound. So, at the end of the day, yeah.
So, how about manual?
Manual.
So when you went to
are you recording?
No, we're just speaking.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're just speaking. So
Hakuna manual. Them they completely obliterated manual vehicles.
okay.
There was only one. Na hiyo sasa ni ile ati custom made from, it was a what? Cupra Fomenta. That one they had to go to the company, they ask for the customization. And actually the guy was competing with, hiyo ndio alitumia. So obviously kila mtu will stop to stare like, who is that using a manual vehicle? So you see, it has some sort of, you have to acknowledge when somebody is driving a manual vehicle in the midst of all that. But now, again now.
So there was this, you could choose.
Yes.
If you want manual.
But it was like one car in like 30 vehicles. So that shows how much those first world countries have developed.
But personally, I still prefer manual. I don't know why. Let's read the manual where the gear was at
Next to the steering.
wheel.
Yeah.
But I think manual is still, or what do you think, Frank? Manual.
I think it depends on what you're going for. If you want engagement,
Yeah, of
and
course.
driving straight, manual is the way to go.
Mhm.
But do you think that people, most people say that you manual, automatic takes time to change the gear as compared to manual.
Really?
It does actually. Kwanza upate automatic haina mafla, utashinda hapo.
I think it depends. My question would be, do you think you can shift better than in a computer? Like shift when the conditions are just perfect?
But how many times will you find those conditions perfect?
Well, most of, let's say just maybe starting from gear 1 to 7. I'm sure it won't just, there's this game in the NFS, I don't know if you.
Yes, I have played
Yeah,
enough.
There's a mode where you're supposed to,
Drag race.
it's the drag race,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, so you're supposed to shift it when it turns blue.
Blue, yes.
How many times do you do that, even in the game? At the perfect shift at blue? Rarely.
But don't you think that automatic also misses?
It doesn't miss. Computers don't miss.
No, you can say mufflers. I don't know what muffler is. I'm not much of a car enthusiast. But do you think that what Lina said is true?
Me, I'd still argue.
Yeah.
Something you've programmed to do something a certain way is more efficient than a human being. Maybe coordination, you thought about changing it, but by the time you send your infants to mkono na ukanyage,
Automatic nishaenda.
Yeah.
So that would mean that for rallies and drag races, you need manual.
I would argue so. If you want the most engagement,
You go with.
you go with manual. If you want straight line, actually drag race, I'd go electric. Because I just need to, I need the torque, and I also need it to shift gears for me. I don't want to still balance, for example. Launching a manual car is very hard.
Yeah.
Very, very hard. But in any instant, you just step on it.
What do you say?
I'd actually agree with him, but now where the difference is, like now for you to invest in a car, an electric, not an electric, acha tuone tu normal automatic vehicle, like the 7G-tronic Mercedes, you have to be having good money for you to, first of all, to purchase it and maintain it. So if you have the cash, then well and good. And then if you don't, then utapata hizo mashida.
You mean electric car is not electric car?
What do you mean?
In terms that when I get my, when I get my small money and get some small electric car, and when I get what I just said, there's a difference in performance.
There's a very
So is it that the motor is different or something? Or one they are made?
Here's the answer to that. You see, someone like Tesla, they do, there's the dual motor and there's the, is it quad or triple motor? It's three. So there's one for the front axle, there's one for the rear axle, and then there's one in the middle. So you don't need an elaborate transmission system to transfer the power from the engine to the wheel. Once the motor is spinning, the wheels are spinning. But you see, for a gas car or ICE, the power will come from the engine. It will be transmitted to the, to the transmission. Alafu transmission itaturn nini, ndio iende sasa kwa miguu. So hizo inefficiencies all the way from the engine hadi kwa mguu, huwezi compare na kitu inarotatea kwa mguu already. So if you look at it like that,
because lazima use the clutch,
exactly,
the friction and all those things.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of inefficiency between those gearbox and differential.
Yeah. So unaweza argue for electric, kama unatoa say 200 horsepower uko sure 200 horsepower inaenda kwa mguu. But kwa gari za kawaida, you'll hear them say, British I think, they'll say brake horsepower. So kuna horsepower ya engine na kuna horsepower inafika kwa miguu. By the time inafika kwa miguu is slightly less than kitu ilitoka kwa engine.
Lane. What's your take? Because I think you love more manual than electric. Did you say so, right?
Yes.
Normal
Let me say normal cars. Because the times that now I have interacted with both, obviously my mind is going to lean towards Kenya nimezoea. In comparison to the first time I'm interacting with an electric vehicle is during a competition. It's the same way I'm telling you. Unaingia kwa gari, you're waiting for the engine to cool down so that kanyange mafuta, saa hizo time ishaenda. So before you even get used to that, that's why I understand the older generation. Kwanza sasa wenye walianza na power steering. Yes, umeshazoea kustruggle na gari. So ukimwambia ati that efficiency, the minds have already gotten used to that struggle. So
okay. So
I mean,
from your experience, because you're driven. You've done manual, right?
Yes.
Now you have driven like 3 kinds of transmissions.
Actually, yeah.
So for you, with now the experience that you have with those 3 kinds of transmissions, which one would you go for? Which is more suitable for you?
Personally, acha niende na automatic. Because sababu pia hiyo manual, it was like training for school, alafu sasa once in a while. So if you were to tell me to go direct into a competition right now, I will still need the practice again to get used to it. And again, sasa hiyo electric, bado my mind hasn't gotten used to it. So what I use on a daily is an automatic vehicle. So if you were to ambush me right now and tell me we go race, acha nifanye na automatic. Just danganya, acha nifanye na automatic. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was amazing. So I recorded that. And we had that conversation. That was some good conversation. Right?
But he asked you about it. And
No. It's good. It was good.